seam. And Bob Irwin's on the line. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, John.
You're going to have to speak up, Bob.
Yes, good morning, John.
Okay, nice to talk to you, Bob. How does it feel to be an official protester with a police record now?
Oh, John, that wasn't all that good, but sometimes we all have to stand up and fight for what we believe in.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Steve would be proud of you because he certainly stood up and fought for what he believed in, and you're doing the same thing. But tell me, what's it all about?
Oh, John, this is the worst disaster that's going to hit Australia for many, many years. This coal seam gas is a dirty, corrupt, greedy industry, and it's caused absolute chaos in overseas countries. It's
why does it cause chaos?
John, with the fracking process that they use when they're drilling for this coal seam gas, they use a number of very, very toxic chemicals that are quite dangerous to humans and animals alike. And John, those chemicals stay in the ground. Now the possibility is that these chemicals will make their way into the Great Artesian Basin.
Yeah.
And John, we are absolutely stuffed if that happens.
Tell me, what is fracking?
John, fracking's a process where they actually break open the coal seam at the base of their drilling, and this then allows the methane to come through, but it also allows the water to come through as well. So they have to separate the two. But John, all these toxic chemicals stay in the ground.
Goodness. So they could get into our water table and consequently could be harmful to humans as well as animals.
John, we are going to be eating contaminated food and drinking contaminated water, and that is happening overseas right now as we speak.
Why was permission given for this to happen?
John, we've got a very greedy, corrupt government, whether it be federal or state, I don't care. These people are experimenting with the people of Australia.
So the people of Australia are guinea pigs.
Exactly, John. Thank you for that.
Well, that's what it amounts to. It doesn't sound very good.
Oh, John, I would please ask your listeners, and there's a lot of them, to please go to my website, boberwin.com, boberwinwildlife.com, and please watch those video clips that are on there. That will change their mind. That will get them into action. If you turn your kitchen tap on, John, and you can light the water, you can actually set fire to the water.
What?
John, you can set fire to the water that comes out of your kitchen tap.
Well, I think a lot of people are probably walking over to their kitchen tap now to see if they can. Surely that can't be true, can it?
John, that is happening in America, in some states right now. That is on the video clip. It is not some kind of a stunt, John. This is happening. They are not just poisoning our water, they are poisoning our land. The animals are losing their hair and their fur. People are getting sick over there already. John, many of these chemicals can cause cancer and leukemia. And our stupid government is allowing this to happen in our country that people fought for, and they don't care.
Can you tell me again exactly what fracking is? Because it's a word that's only come into my life in the last little while, and I don't really understand what it means. Can you explain it in non-technical terms for us, Bob?
John, I'm not a technical person. Yes, what they do is they actually drill down vertically, and then they drill horizontally along, and then they mix these toxic chemicals with all sorts of other sorts of things, and then they fracture. They have to fracture the coal seam at the bottom. That then breaks it all up and allows the escape of the methane gas and the water, and then that is sucked out. The methane is separated from the water. The water, don't ask me where this toxic water goes, John, because I don't want to know. And that's what the fracking process is.
Okay. Well, you've taught us a lot, Bob, and you've done it very well. I understand it now much better than I did before. And good luck with your protesting. You obviously believe in what you're doing, and it's a good thing to have the courage of your convictions, as you know.
Thank you so much, John.
That's a pleasure, Bob. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Email Lawsy now, thefortress@johnlaws.com.au.
Tell us what's on your mind, Australia. 1300 564 652 is the number. Hello.
G'day, John. It's Colin Riddell up in Cairns.
Good day, Colin. How are you?
Good, mate. We're old mates from 2001. You and I worked together to save Australian defence industries 1,000 jobs, $330 million cost to the Liberal government. I was formerly the site convener at ADI Benalla, and I was on your show for about 11 minutes. And that afternoon, Brendan Nelson flew in with a cheque for $400 million. So.
Well, we did. I didn't get my commission.
You didn't, mate, but I told you you're welcome at my campfire anytime. I remember saying that. I've now moved up to Cairns, and I've pelled up with Bob Irwin, your previous caller.
Oh, good.
And he and I fight a whole myriad of campaigns. Turtle and Dugong campaign, save the Fraser Island dingoes, where they find that poor lady $40,000 for feeding a dingo. Kangaroo issues, wombats, and also this gas coal seam fracking. Now, Bob is, he's 72 years old, and we need to motivate the people around the nation again. This gas coal seam, there's a movie that was on SBS about a week ago called Gaslands. Everyone needs to watch that. It is the most frightening thing. Yeah,
I've heard that there are a few discrepancies in that. I don't know that it's 100% accurate.
Mate, they're paying farmers $250 a well for their properties. Some farmers have got 5 or 10 or 50 on their properties. They can't use the land. They can't use the roads on their own land. They're bubbling and leaking gas now. They can light their wells. They're lighting wells here in Australia. Bob said they're lighting taps in America. I've seen that too. But they're lighting wells here now. There's videos. We can see a farmer walk over with a flame on a stick and set fire to his bore. Now, this chemical they're pumping in there. One of my previous lives, I'm a Victorian. I used to make thinners, and one of the ingredients in thinners was toluene and xylene. They're two of the chemicals they're pumping into the groundwater.
But what are they pumping it in for? I still don't quite understand.
Well, there's a whole myriad of chemicals they pump down the well, and when they pump it down there, it explodes the coal, called fracking, and that allows the gas to seep out between the cracks and back up the bore, and they capture the gas.
So it's all for gas?
It's all for gas. $100 billion contract with China. They've got to have it all on a boat by 2014. There's another 33,000 odd wells going to be put around Australia. They're even going to put them into the pristine alpine area of Victoria, northeast Victoria, in the Alps there. Now, the water tables to Australia are everything. This is an arid country.
Yeah.
We need to motivate the troops again, John. You and I did it back in 2001, mate, and we turned the government around. We had 9,000 people block the border at Yarrawonga Mawala.
I remember.
And we told the government. And this is what these towns need to do, not 20 or 30 or poor old Bob, 72 years old, getting arrested. We need whole towns shutting down and going to these sites and telling this government this isn't going to continue. It'll poison the Great Artesian Basin, and then all our water's gone. 1,000 years is minimum recovery time. Have our kids and your grandkids got that time? I don't think so, mate.
Okay, well, what about you get me all the information you can?
Yep.
Send it to me, either email it or whatever you like, but make sure that we get it, and then we'll have a look at it, because I've heard that some of the information is just a bit suspect, and we don't want to get involved in something that isn't totally accurate.
That's right, mate, but when you look at the Channel 9 and Channel 7 footage where they're interviewing the ministers in government, they ask them what they're poking down the holes, and they said they don't know. We got people who are authorities to talk to the ministers that are telling them only 2 of the chemicals have ever had safety data processes done on them. This is frightening stuff, and I'll get it to you. There's another site that Bob didn't mention. It's called Lock Your Gate Alliance Incorporated. Go to that site. It's loaded with information, and there's experts there that'll be able to tell people all about it, and you can post on their site. But believe me, this is the biggest horror coming to Australia, and Bob's at the forefront of it, and I'm right there with him, and you know what I'm like. I'm like a dog with a bone, and we're going to fix this, John. Believe me, and I'm welcoming you back to the airways. You're the greatest voice in Australia.
Well, that's very very nice of you, Colin. Just again, lockyourgate.com.
Alliance Incorporated.
Lock Your Gate Alliance Incorporated.
It's a Facebook site, and I post it on all my sites. I look after a couple of sites for Bob too. Mine's Colin Who Cares Riddell. You can have a look on there. There's a couple of letters my supporters wrote to the government ministers this morning. This is scary stuff coming our way, and it's coming to every one of us. The land will be littered with these things. The Gladstone Harbour will be polluted. Believe me, there's some powerful groups coming to help, though. The Mighty Sea Shepherd and a few of those, Earthrace Conservation Organisation. Believe me, there's some big groups going to whale into this fight, mate. This isn't going to be a stomp on the people job again. It won't happen, believe me, and you know what I'm like.
I do. Okay, Colin, thanks for the information.
Thank you, John.
And I'll look forward to receiving some more so we can talk about it some more. And that Facebook, Lock Your Gate Alliance Incorporated. Lock Your Gate Alliance Incorporated. You find it on Facebook.